Hello, my name is Matt, and I wanted to talk to you today about adoption, and more specifically, explaining adoption to your young one. It is a difficult and daunting task. I can speak from experience. I'm a parent of adopted son, and it's not easy. It's not easy to navigate that on your own. So I wanted to offer you some advice, some tips, one more specifically. There's plenty of theories out there, but one specifically that I want to look at is Erik Erikson's psychosocial development theory. And basically, he proposes that there is a series of crises that children and people overcome as they develop. And that can offer either, if you think about a year and a half to 3 years, autonomy versus shame and doubt, 3 years to 5 years, initiative versus guilt, or 5 years to 13 years, industry versus inferiority. And you as a parent can help guide your child to the positive sides of all these. Here's how you do it. There's a study that came out that basically offered tips. Their findings helped to offer parents tips on how to do just that with adoptive children. And I want to lay 10 points out that they found, 10 findings that they came across in their conclusions. First, as an adoptive parent, you have to know that discussion is a process, not an event. Think about Erik Erikson's development. There's stages. It's a process, okay? It's not a one-time thing. It doesn't happen immediately. The discussion about adoption is a process, not an event. Two, early telling has more advantages than late telling. I'll say it again. Early telling has more advantages than late telling. And that is, it just kind of goes again with Erikson's theory. There, you can change, you can vary your language, which goes to my third point. Language and depth change, but not the story. Okay, so you can vary your language and progress with the child's development, but the story never changes. It's always the same story. You're always telling them early. It's going to be the most beneficial. 4, begin with the birth family. Begin talking to them about their birth family, about where they came from biologically, how they got to you. That is super huge. And to go with that, 5, offer positive outlooks on the biological parents and the biological family. And if you can, connect. 6, connect the child to his ethnic and racial background. It's not always going to be you. It's not always going to be the same ethnicity you are or race that you are. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't be, but make sure to connect them, and that will increase their chances of coming out on the positive side of these crises. Autonomy, initiative, industry. That is something that you can help guide and navigate with them. 7, avoid negative talk of birth parents. There is going to be negative. There's negative in all of us, let's face it, but we can find the positive, the silver lining in everyone, in their birth parents particular. Even if you just say your mom or your tummy mommy, if you're going for younger language, back to language, your tummy mommy loved you. She loved you. She just was sick, or she just didn't know how to take care of you. But she still loves you. Some way to shed a positive light. I'm sure I could have done better on that one, but you have time. You got a lot of time. 8, seek professional help when you're unsure. Okay, when you're unsure or when something unexpected arises that you have no idea how to deal with, seek professional help. You're not alone. There's people out there who know more or different things than you do. Seek help. 9, involve biological family when safe. If you can have their aunts or uncles, biological aunts, uncles, sisters, cousins, brothers in their family, do it. This study has shown that it will help your child develop in a positive, healthy sense of identity. And that's huge. That's super important. We know it is. We find our identity somewhere. And if you can help connect them to their biological roots, that is a very beneficial step for you and them. And then 10, let your child grieve. They're going to grieve. They're going to be upset. We're all upset about something sometime. Grieve. Let them grieve. And grieve with them. Empathize with them. You don't have to necessarily solve the problem. Validate their feelings. Let them know that what they're going through is okay. And that's it. That is it. I mean, it's a lot of things, but those are some steps, some simple, solid, tangible steps that we can do as adoptive parents to help our baby girl or our baby boy.